So here's the deal. BET posted an article and a video about your girl Yandy Smith Harris from Love and Hip Hop New York season 7. So the article was posted at the end of March of 2017 and it's titled Exclusive. Now BET gets exclusives because they have a real news site, unlike Meat Magazine. He's just an idiot with the microphone. It's titled Exclusive. Yandy Smith responds to criticism that Love and Hip Hop makes black women look bad. Here's what they wrote. Yandy Smith stopped by the BET offices in New York to dish on her new book, My Blended Family, and spoke on the backlash she and some of her fellow female Love and Hip Hop castmates get in the process. Her response to those who criticize the franchise for being the falling grace of black women may surprise you. So how does she feel about black women, especially on her reality show being labeled, quote, ratchet? According to her, it's all entertainment. Quote, I feel like there's a lot of backlash to reality TV, and I do understand as a mother why there may be such. But I think what viewers need to understand is this is for entertainment purposes only, she said. Quote, no one signs a Love and Hip Hop contract. And there's an amendment that says, quote, I'm also signing up to be a role model. Morally, yeah. You should have some responsibility to your community. I do believe that, but again, the purpose of these shows is to entertain. When they stop entertaining or when they fail to entertain, they will no longer be on the air, end quote. Breaking down the logistics of it all, Smith explained that it's the viewers who hold the future of reality TV in the palm of their hands. As according to the numbers, quote, ratchetness is what sells. Quote, so I think a lot of times instead of pointing fingers at reality TV, people need to turn to point the finger at themselves, because if you stop watching and you stop thinking it's so ratchet, there will be no reality TV, she said. Quote, but because so many people watch it and are entertained and continually support, the advertising dollars keep coming in. The bigger budgets keep coming in. Our paychecks get higher every season. You know you were helping for this to stay on the air, end quote. Yandy's new book, My Blended Family, is currently available online and at Barnes & Noble bookstores. See the reality star dish a bit more on the backlash of reality TV in the video above. Now, Moriba Cummings wrote this article. And yeah, there's a link to the article in the video on my blog. The video is 1 minute and 50 seconds, so it's not a long video or anything. But here's the deal. As far as people saying that reality TV makes black women look bad, people have accused me of the same thing. Now, you have all these kids growing up without their father's dead or in jail, you know, some fucking drug dealer, gangbanger, you know, all types of fucked up stories, you know. Instead of saying black women's really shitty mate selection makes them look bad, reality TV makes black women look bad, really? See, I didn't even know I was going to take it there in this video, but hey, just what I feel. Anybody has a problem with it, too bad. This is the thing. Reality TV doesn't make black women look bad. There's a lot of stuff in reality TV is written off as just being a part of the show, just being really a part of entertainment. A lot of people, including a lot of very intelligent people, will tell you flat out, listen, I don't take that crap seriously. I know it's fake. All right. It's not that reality TV makes black women look bad. What about some accountability and saying people were making themselves look bad? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of BS that goes into these shows. For example, it's like the last thing that they want is an on-point black man to be on one of these shows. That's why, I mean, even though I was rooting for Papoose to go on Love and Hip Hop New York, with me knowing a little bit about who he is or whatever, I was like, man, I don't know if he's actually going to make the cut, because maybe he's too on point. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's rough around the edges. There's certain things, you know, about Pap that I don't really particularly care for. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, comparing him, I know the way that he handles his business is different than a lot of other people's way of handling their business. And I said, man, this would be hella good for black people, for black men in particular, if he was on the show, because they put so many negative depictions on there that some really, really dumb people were like, well, you see, this is the way they are, or even worse, this is the way that black men are. And really, if you really think about it, the only people whose image can be tarnished by reality TV are black men, straight black men, because we're the only group of people that are not protected, just black men. Everybody else, they have some sort of protection. They have some sort of, groups that fight for them and all this other stuff, and, to help with their image. Black men are the only people who can be just completely shitted on, and pretty much nobody would care. A lot of times, not even almost any black men would even care. There's very few of us that really care. That's why they call it blackmailing somebody. You think that the term black male and the term black male, MAIL and MALE, sound exactly the same for no reason? Just a slight variation in spelling? You really think that that was just a coincidence? Black men are the scapegoats. And even asking Yandy about whether or not reality TV tarnishes the image of black women is taking focus off of what's really going on here. Black men have pretty much no self-esteem for a reason. I mean, collectively, there's individuals that have high self-esteem, but collectively, black men have low self-esteem in America for a reason. And that's because nobody believes in us and nobody gives a fuck about us. And part of the reason why is because some of the who were considered to be the most on point women pick the shittiest men. And these black men look at each other and then they look in the mirror and they say, damn, do you have to be a piece of shit for our own women to accept us? So if you really think about it, the only people whose image could be, seemingly hurt by TV is black men. Nobody takes it seriously when it's any other group of people, including black women. They say, well, the majority of them aren't like this. Or, I know a black girl who doesn't act like this. People will blow it off. The only people where they'll look at it and say, see, this is why I don't like them, is black men. And you might say, well, some racist white person might look at it and say, this is why I don't like black people, because you know that they wouldn't just single out black women. It's always either I don't like black people or I don't like black men. I've never in my life seen anybody say that's non-black, I just don't like black women. I've only seen them single out black men or say I don't like black people, period. I've seen them say I don't like young black people or older black people or black people in their prime years, but I've never seen them say I flat out just don't like black women. And part of the reason why is because of stuff like this. People questioning whether or not this harms the image of black women. Black men don't even have a fucking image at all. They're just invisible in society. That's why you see silly reports saying things like all the black men are dead, gay, or in jail, even though homosexual population is 1 to 3%. The prison population, there's more black men with college degrees than are in prison. And of course, what, a fraction of a percentage of black men die every year in America. So they're like, oh, black men are about to go extinct. No, and not at a rate of a fraction of a percentage, not even 1%, a fraction of a percentage. Okay. We have all types of stupid things like this being said because the average black man is invisible in society. He doesn't exist. And if you're even slightly above average, then non-black people, well, really white people, can then leech off you and say, well, the reason why you're so well spoken or the reason why you have that car, you live in that house or whatever it is that you have is because you're just trying to be white. You're trying to be like us. You speak so well because you just want to speak like a white man. Like you get questioned as a black man. You get called a coon, a sellout, all types of things. All types of stamps placed upon you. But really what I think we need to focus on is black women's shitty mate selection. Picking the worst men to mate with, have children with, leaving the child without a father, and then turning around and saying it's his fault or ignoring the situation altogether. Like, that's something that we really need to look into and stop blaming men for women's decisions. That's the type of thing that we should be talking about, but we can't because that's considered to be bashing, and I quote, bashing black women. Whenever you say anything that's true, I mean, you can criticize black men all day. I mean, look at the way that black men are talked about, like we're absolutely nothing. Talked about, and then they'll pick a small segment of the black male population and say, do you see the way that black men are? Even black women do it all the time. Look on YouTube. You'll see many, many videos of black women just saying all types of ridiculous things. And I'm looking at it like, well, none of what they're saying applies to me. Why are they saying this? And I'm like looking at it like, I don't really know too many black guys that this bullshit even applies to at all. You know, shit, I met black men who were fucking thugs that wanted to be in their children's lives. I mean, just all the type of stuff that's being said about black men is just complete, utter nonsense. Because there's so much to the story. So much more than what people were saying. But anyway, something will be done about it soon. There's a lot of people being lied about, and there's going to be some changes coming soon. But as far as reality TV making black women look bad, no. Sometimes reality makes people look bad. I mean, I hate to look at people as groups. I like to look at people as individuals. That's why I hate talking about black men, black women. You know, I very rarely make videos about white people. I used to talk about white supremacy, then I kind of slowed down with that. Yeah, I don't really like talking about people as groups. I like speaking about people as individuals. That's why if you ever notice, most of my videos are about an individual person per video, or different people interacting with each other, as opposed to talking about a group, a widespread group of people. Because unless you're in people's homes or in their minds, then how do you know what they're really thinking? Unless they come out as a group and tell you, like the KKK, then it's like, oh, okay, well, I see what they're about. You know, but anyways, I don't really like talking about black women as a whole, because I would hate to upset a woman whose lifestyle choices and her beliefs do not equate to the nonsense that I'm seeing. You know, like I would hate to offend the wrong person, and not because there would be some backlash from her, but I mean, I would hate to offend a decent, moral individual watching this. Like, I can't believe he said that about black women. Like, you know, and I don't mean these idiots in my comment section that come to me saying not all. Like, well, of course not all. What are you retarded? Of course not all. But yeah, I don't want to offend an individual who really doesn't deserve to hear what I really want to say. Because what I really want to say is so harsh that I would be lucky to have one subscriber left. What I really want to say is just the truth. And we know that the truth hurts. And despite the whole tough girl attitude and everything, you know, nobody is hurt more by the truth than black women collectively. So I had to bite my tongue a lot of the times. Like, I would really go in and say some things that would make people's heads tingle. And I'm like, no, I should probably chill the fuck out. Because if I start doing that, then yeah, and I end up having to sue people. I have lawyers on deck for that sort of thing, but I only unleash the hounds when I really have to. But yeah, as far as reality TV making black women look bad, nope. You might say, well, are you saying that reality TV makes black men look bad? No, what I'm saying is, is that society wants to believe black men are bad, so therefore they blackmail black males by using anything as an excuse, as an example, as a lie to cover up their deeply rooted hatred of black men, because they just don't want to compete with black men, because they know that if you ever reach your true potential as a black man, and notice I didn't say as a black person, I'm talking about black men specifically, they would consider themselves to be a failure if you exceeded past them. And that includes a lot of black women. A lot of black women don't want to see black men doing too good. It is the way it is, you know. That's why black men need to own what they do. But I'll talk about it more another time, because this is just going in all types of different directions. But at the end of the day, no, reality TV doesn't make black women look bad. They're a protected group, and people don't generally take reality TV seriously, even though a lot of it is actually reality. And if you notice, it's usually the women fighting physically on the show, not usually the men, because they know they have something to lose and they're not about to go out like that. But anyways, this is all my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a guy with a microphone. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+. Meat Magazine blog and Instagram. I could already smell a lot of people getting blocked in my comment section. I could smell it. I'm ready to delete the stupid comments. Make sure you have notifications set up for future videos.